Today I am questioning literally every decision I've ever made. Let's pull some tarot about it. I've just been this week specifically, going through this thing where I'm not sure if the decisions that I made are actually what I want, where the things I thought I wanted, I'm not sure if I actually want them now, and the things I was so sure I didn't want, I'm craving. Some of it I can literally just blame on astrology, because I know people are astrology's not real, astrology's not real, but whenever I've looked into it and studied it, it seems pretty real to me, as long as you're actually looking at it in the way that is intended, the way that astrology was set up, not by the way that it was used by psychologists and whitewashed in the 1900s. Anyways, we do have the Venus retrograde still happening, which one of the things I'm questioning is relationships, right? I have become so okay with not, which I feel everyone should be okay not being in a relationship. I feel if you can't function being single, then something's wrong. But I had just closed off my heart and was you know what, I don't want a relationship. I've just been burned too many times, and then I watched this little cheesy gay love movie, and I've watched it 4 times this week because it just reopened my heart, and I was wow, I forgot what it was to want companionship and to want a relationship. Yeah, so that's one thing. But then I'm also just I thought I was tired of traveling for my career. I thought I was tired of living in busy cities. I thought I wanted to move back home to my hometown and start a farm, which I have enjoyed. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed having my Etsy store and everything, but I'm just questioning if that's really what I want for the long run, But then also I've already made those decisions, and I've already done so many things that solidify what I'm doing now. And I don't know, and I have family that rely on me, so it's I can't just change my mind, I'm a big believer in that you can have everything, that society has set us up to believe that we have to choose one thing or the other, and that we have to give up one thing to have another. But in reality, everything that you want, as long as it's pure and aligned with you, I truly believe you can have it all. So I'm trying to remind myself that I can have it all. And I know I'm just kind of rambling about what I'm feeling right now, but I feel there's got to be some type of collective energy going on. There's got to be someone else who's feeling this way. So I've got a tarot message for us. Give me a second. So right now, what I'm getting is that this energy is for people that have made decisions not based on their heart, thinking they were listening to their heart, but they weren't listening to their heart. They were actually listening to the pain their heart was in. So they were tired of bad things happening, or they were tired of the stress, or they were just tired in general, tired period, right? And so they secluded themselves. They pulled within, they went into a hermit mode, and they started trying to think of things logically or rationally to help with how tired they were and to help with the negative things that were going on. But instead of thinking ways to work through it, they thought of ways to get out of it, right? They were simply just focused on trying to make the pain come to an end. And by doing that, they kind of trapped themselves in their own mind, in their own area, in their own space. And kind of withdrew away from the world and away from the dreams and aspirations that they had been chasing, and convinced themselves that that wasn't what was best for them. So they pulled within. And now they're looking at all the things that they ended or allowed to let go, and they're disappointed and they're sad that they've let it go, and they kind of want to turn back. But like I said earlier, for me, things are solidified and it's kind of difficult to turn back. They're realizing that where they put themselves has taken away a lot of the things that they craved, childlike wonder, childlike love, childlike passion. What they found also is where there were a lot of things that were built up really well in this new area that they went into, in this new hermit mode that they went into, in this place that they secluded themselves in. They were able to think with a lot of wit and a lot of strategy, because they were working in a much smaller area. But the thing is that this person, me, you, whoever this aligns with, this person actually is stronger when they have more to work with, and they're stronger when they have a bigger area to run. This person was born to just be a natural born leader, and they're meant to rule over a large area and a large space, not to seclude themselves back into a smaller area just because they're tired and ready for the pain to be over with. Ultimately, this is a tower moment. And I know we are afraid of tower moments. Tower moments are the collapse of something that you've built up, but the thing is, this is a much smaller tower moment. This is a course correction before the course has gotten too far off and swayed too far to the side. You've simply started the process of building things up on a false pretense or building things up on a foundation that wouldn't be stable for the long run. And so the universe was just like, I don't want you to get too deep into this because I'm afraid of how bad you would react when the collapse does happen and how much you felt like you've wasted time. So we're going to go ahead and do it now. We're going to go ahead and just like start over, get a clean slate, blank canvas now. Ultimately, we're at this sort of like impasse place where we need to be reflecting on pain from the past that made us seclude ourselves into the small area. I need to listen to this too because this is the advice I need. So we need to be looking at the pain that secluded us into that space and looking at what justice needs to be done and what actions need to be taken to fully step away from that pain. I did a tarot reading earlier this week about how it's time to reopen your heart and how it's time to let love back in and to feel the pain that you've been through, that you've been running from, in order to allow new love in. And so this is sort of like the next detail in that process, where it's like you need to be looking at what is going to help you find closure for that past heartbreak, because right now you're not really finding closure. You may be feeling it and you may be going through it and coming to a more productive place about it, but you're not finding closure. So start focusing on those past heartbreaks and those past pains that have brought you to where you are now, where you felt like you needed to seclude yourself and run away, and see what steps need to be taken within your life that you can do to work past that heartbreak and to step out of that heartbreak. Whenever you look at a situation that may have brought you pain, ask yourself, like, now how can I bring in the opposite? Or how can I move on from this? How can I move forward from this? How can I make the next step in my journey and feel more confident and more secure, knowing that this is something I've been through in the past and don't want to go through again? Right now is also a moment of impasse where the universe is kind of realigning you in a way of helping you find a balance between intuition, emotion, and wit. Listening to your intuition is great, but there are some instances where your intuition may not speak up because there's nothing in immediate danger, but you may miss out on an opportunity simply because you weren't thinking strategically and waiting for your intuition to speak up. But your intuition may not jump out at you, like I said, if there's nothing that's dangerous in that moment. If you're not in any danger, your intuition, your gut feeling, your instincts, they're going to be like, I'm not sensing any danger. Make the best decision for you, right? And so now if you need help guiding you into that best direction, your intuition can be a tool, but you still have to start it and guide it with that like critical thinking, with that wit, you know? And so right now is that moment where the universe is sort of taking this middle ground to realign you and help you find the balance between wit and emotion and intuition and spirituality and all of those different things, so that you can ebb and flow between them in any given moment and utilize all of the knowledge you have in any moment. Do not worry, you're not being left out in the cold, you're not being abandoned, you're not being isolated even more now, like you're not being cast aside. There's just sort of this like lull where it's like you've put yourself in a hermit mode, and that's okay, and that's good. Whenever you need it, you need to do it, but now it is time to come out of it, but the universe isn't putting it in front of you to come, like for what, like isn't giving you the place to step out of it yet. Right now the universe is just preparing you to fully step out of it. So be ready, start thinking about things you want to do, actions you want to do out in public, actions you want to do in your relationships, in your friendships and things like that, to help you move on from this place that you were and to help you really get to where you want to be and even find where it is you want to be if you don't know. Go ahead and prepare, get ready, get that energy moving, and when the time is right, you'll know it. That'll be the moment that you listen to your intuition, but then you'll have the strategy planned up that you've been thinking this whole time, and now you're ready to move forward. If this message aligns with you, it will find you, and if it doesn't align with you, keep scrolling. It costs $0. $0 to mind your own business. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can go to the link in my bio. You can either fill out the form or go to my Etsy store. Either way, you're going to end up on my Etsy store, so it doesn't matter. But I like the form because it just gives me a little information about you. Is Diet Friday or Friday Junior. That's just what I call Thursday because it's like, it's almost Friday. So you have an awesome day. End this week triumphantly. Hold your head high. You've got this. I believe in you. And thank you for your time.